Okay, we are talking about how to find the end term of a sequence. This is 17.2. Last time in 17.1, we looked on how to find a pattern in a sequence. So in this case, we are going to find the end term of a sequence. Now, example, if I have something like 2, 5, 8, 11, and so on and so forth. From this sequence, this is the first number. This first number will represent it using T1. T1 means the first term. This is second number, which is T2. This is the third number, which is T3. This is the fourth number, which is T4. So this is the fourth number. That is how it continues. So in case maybe we are asked to find the 50th term, the 50th term, that's the 50th term is our T50. How do we produce the number? We produce them by adding 3 to each of them. We have 2 times 3 gives us 5. We add 3, 2 plus 3 gives us 5. 5 plus 3 is 8. 8 plus 3 is 11. 11 plus 3 is 14. 14 plus 3 is 17. Can we still be adding plus 3 till we get to 50? It's so lengthy. So in this case, we look for a pattern in which we use to find the highest number or term in the sequence. So that's for today's topic. Now look at this example. Here we have 17.2. In 17.2, we said the end term of a sequence. First question says the end term of a sequence is 3n plus 2. 3n plus 2, this is the general formula for this term. 3n plus 2. We are asked to find A, the first 4th term, B, the 30th term of the sequence. Let's take them one after the other before the two. So in this case, we first bringing out the general term, which is 3n plus 2, and the first question says find A, the first 4 terms of the sequence. The first 4 terms of the sequence is, we know the first term is T1. Our T1 is the first term. Since T1 is the first term, I will replace n using 1. So what am I going to have? I have 3. My n is 1 because it's the first term. N is 1. I have plus 2. So if I have this and this gives me 3 plus 2, which is 5. Then my second term, what I'm going to do is to make n to be 2. That's my second term. I'll say 3 times 2 plus 2. So 3 times 2 is 6 plus 2, and that gives me 8. Also, the third term is 3. My n is 3, the third term. 3 times 3 plus 2, and 3 times 3 is 9 plus 2, and that gives me 11. And my fourth term is 3, n is 4, the fourth term, plus 2, and this gives me 3 times this is 12. 12 plus 2, and that gives me 14. Therefore, the first 4 term we are looking for, the first 4 term are 5, 8, 11, 14. This is the first 4 term. 5, 8, 11, 14. This is the first 4 term. I know it's continued. Now the second question says find the 30th term of the sequence. Now for me to find the 30th term of the sequence, that means I'm looking for the T30. This is the 30th term of the sequence. For me to find the 30th term of the sequence, I still make use of the general form. My n now is 30. I have 3 times n is 30 plus 2, and this times this is 90 plus 2, which gives me what? 92. So 92 is the 30th term of this sequence. That is question number 1. Then question number 2 says, that the nth term of a sequence is 4n squared minus 1. Work out A, the first 4 terms, and B, the 20th term of the sequence. The first 4 term and the 20th term of the sequence. First of all, I'm going to note the general form of the sequence. The general form of the sequence is 4n squared minus 1. This is the general form of the sequence that is given. The general form of sequence 4n squared minus 1. So if I have 4n squared minus 1, the first 4 term I'm looking for is my T1, T2, T3, and T4. This is the first 4 term I'm looking for. That means that I'll be substituting this in respect to this term. Now the first term, my T1 will now be 4 times 1 squared minus 1, and 1 squared is 1. We have 4 times 1 minus 1. This is 4 minus 1, which is what? 3. My second term also, T2, is 4 times 2 squared minus 1, and we have this to be 4. 2 squared is 4 minus 1. 4 times 4 is 16 minus 1, which gives us what? 15. Then we go over to the third term. The third term is 4 times 3 squared minus 1, and 3 squared, this gives me 9. That's 3 times 3 minus 1, and here we have 4 times 9 is 36 minus 1, which is what? 35. And the last one, which is the fourth term, is now 4 times 4 squared minus 1, and 4 squared is 16 minus 1. So this 16 times 4 is 64 minus 1, which gives me 63. Therefore, the first 4 term, the first term is 3, 15, 35, and 63. This is the first 4 term of the sequence. Okay, the next question says what? Find the 20th term of the sequence. Now, for me to find the 20th term of the sequence, I'm going to look is T20. This is the 20th term, and the general form is 4n squared minus 1. So my n is 20. So I have this to be 4 times 20 squared minus 1. So this gives me 4 times 20 squared is 400 minus 1. So if I multiply this, I will have that to be 1600 minus 1. So that gives us 1599. So this is the 20th term of the sequence. This I will look for the nth term of a sequence.